This is the King of Connecticut, and I'll be joined in a few minutes by Angela Baroni, who was married to Phil for 14 years. And one of our recent guests on Old School Shooters with Jack Kilby and I was my good friend, the New York badass, Phil Baroni. We recorded with him in November, just after Thanksgiving. It was his last interview that he gave before the incidents which resulted in him facing charges in Mexico. And there's been a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of tabloids, videos, and I want to set the record straight here with Angela this morning. I am with one of the most prominent law firms in the United States, and when I heard what was going on, and Phil was speaking with me on a regular basis and had expressed that he was afraid of what was going on with him in the cartels, and I have those messages saved. And when I heard these reports, it just didn't sound right at all. So being with one of the most prominent law firms in the United States, and not only as a marketing coordinator, but also having a great relationship with our partners and with our senior advisor, Frank Biden, the president's brother, having connections in Mexico and Central America. He was director of one of the largest philanthropic organizations. And we have a great network of attorneys, not just throughout the United States, but worldwide. And I was able to speak with Angela and Phil's family, and I was able to secure boots on the ground, attorneys and investigators for Phil. And subsequently, we found out that there were a number of discrepancies, blatant discrepancies of what had happened. Let's start with the woman herself, who was labeled his girlfriend. That's not the case. Angela actually speaks regularly to the woman who was his girlfriend and who he had communicated with me over the last year that he had fallen in love with. She's still alive. This woman, as our investigators have noted, she could have been a professional working girl. Phil didn't know her long. There's also been some speculation and some information that she could have been involved in the drug trade. Obviously, that's neither here nor there. It's an awful thing that she passed, and condolences to her family in that regard. But that was one of the first discrepancies. The second discrepancy came with the arrest itself. Now, the facts that were presented were false and fabricated because Phil was not given an interpreter. And he basically could barely speak a sentence in Spanish, and he wasn't provided with an interpreter. So the information there was fabricated. We also found out that he had left for 30 minutes to go get beer and cigarettes. And during that time frame, we have witnesses that say two other men entered the room. And when Phil came back, and John Ali pointed this out, who's also been working with us, Phil flipped out and went and tried to find someone to help this woman. Now, Phil's history with the Gambino organization, you would think that he would either try to hide the body or flee. He wouldn't try to find help. So these other men that had entered the room, who knows what happened. And also the police, they claim that Phil had been released, and then they did an investigation and they later arrested him. That's all in their own official report. And that's not at all what happened. They arrested him at the scene without having an interpreter and with fabricating this information. So we know that the police in Mexico are corrupt, the government's corrupt. There's so much connection and collusion with the cartels. And our investigators are working all that out. But there's been so much misinformation. It's been presented out there by these other channels. And I just want to say, you know, I understand the need to get clicks. I'm an entertainer. But to these other channels, I want to let you know, when you're in a situation as serious as this, that our team is vetting your videos for potential libel and slander. So we have the preeminent attorneys and investigators working on this, and it's a major case. It's going to take time. And Angela, I want to bring you in here and get your thoughts.
Thanks, Matt. Those are really good points. When I first found out about this, I thought there's no way he could have done this. The man I was married to for over 14 years, known him for over 20, he's just not capable of it. He's no angel by any means, but he's just not capable of doing this. He's not a killer. He's not a murderer. I was devastated when I first found out. Very thankful for you and John, everybody stepping up and helping. I thought I was going to be alone on this venture. His family really has not helped. So thank you. We have really good lawyers and investigators on this. And, hopefully we can get him out, get him to America, and get him help. He's got really bad problems, CTE, and I just want to see him get help.
Thank you, Angela, and thank you all for listening.